So when you're learning to spey cast, it seems like everybody goes through the same transition. You know, you learn how to cast and your goal is to just shoot the head of the line out and get a nice delivery. But I guide a ton of beginning spey casters. Even this last week, I've seen numerous people hook their first fish on spey gear. But one thing that, there he goes. One thing that seems to be just grossly underrated is how tight a loop you can throw. And it should be just like a single-handed rod, the same way you'd put a caddis or a grasshopper underneath a tree. The same way you would do that on your spey gear. As you're learning to cast, folks, look at your loop. Figure out how to get that loop tight. Get it aerodynamic. This fish was all the way over under that overhanging tree over there. And I'm telling you, we worked this whole run, and I had a couple of bumps and whatnot, but if I hadn't been able to shoot that fly pretty aerodynamically under the tree, no steelhead on for old Joey here. So just, I can't emphasize enough, when you're learning to cast, think about the structure of your cast, look at your loops, get those loops tight. That fly shouldn't be delivered 40 feet high in the air. You should be able to shoot a very tight loop. The other tip I can give you too is, as you're learning, is got him. As you're learning and you're fishing unweighted flies, I see a lot of people walk out with big heavy guide intruders and cone heads and that kind of stuff. You know, as you get those have a place in your box, definitely, but a sparse little unweighted, you know, hobo spey or foxy dog type fly casts so much better. You can get a tight loop and get it under the tree, get a nice steelhead like this. So I'm not even gonna get a picture here. It's a wild fish. We're just gonna give you guys one look with the camera as we let this beauty swim. Let's get a nice close up here. Just like that. Awesome. Cool. So focus on tight loops as you're learning. Think about that loop structure, get good architecture for your cast, tighten up that loop. That's a good thing to practice before game time, before you actually get out here on the river. So, Simple Spey by Joe from Red's Fly Shop today.